Respected audience, Assalamu alaikum. I am Professor Shamsudjaman, Professor of Pathology. I welcome all in today's 27th lecture on systemic pathology. Today, day 5 of diseases of respiratory system. Day 5 of diseases of respiratory system. Dear audience, today's topic is pulmonary tuberculosis. You know, pulmonary tuberculosis is caused by a bacillus known as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Cause is a bacillus known as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Dear audience, now come to what are the types of pulmonary tuberculosis. Primary pulmonary tuberculosis, and secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. One is primary pulmonary tuberculosis, another is secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. First come to primary pulmonary tuberculosis. Dear audience, before going to discuss about primary pulmonary tuberculosis, we want to recapitulate what are the different sites of primary tuberculosis. Sites of primary tuberculosis. Common site of primary tuberculosis is lung. Besides lung, skin, conjunctiva, lymph node, oropharynx, intestine, etc. So, lung, skin, conjunctiva, lymph node, oropharynx, intestine, etc. are the sites of primary tuberculosis. Among these, lung is the common site of primary tuberculosis. Dear audience, now come to primary pulmonary tuberculosis. Suppose this is lung, this is the bronchial tree, BT bronchial tree. This is the pleura of the lung, and this is the subpleural alveoli. Subpleural alveoli. When Mycobacterium tuberculosis enters through the bronchial tree, it ultimately goes to the subpleural alveoli. and in the subpleural area, this bacillus causes infection. Again, suppose this is lung, this is the bronchial tree, this is the subpleural alveoli of the bronchial tree. Mycobacterium tuberculosis enters through the bronchial tree and ultimately goes to the subpleural alveoli and causes their infection. And this is the primary tuberculosis in lung. So, this is primary tuberculosis in lung. This is primary tuberculosis in lung. Dear audience, now come to what is Ghon complex in primary pulmonary tuberculosis. You know, lung is the common site of primary tuberculosis. Lung is the common site of primary tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis entering in lung produces lesion in subpleural tissue of lung. So, Mycobacterium tuberculosis entering in lung produces lesion in subpleural tissue of lung. The initial subpleural lesion in lung following first exposure to Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The initial subpleural lesion in lung following first exposure to Mycobacterium tuberculosis is known as Ghon complex. So, this is the initial subpleural lesion following first exposure to Mycobacterium tuberculosis is known as Ghon complex. Ghon complex. Now come to composition of Ghon complex. Ghon complex is composed of subpleural initial lesion and lymphadenitis of parenchymal lesion draining node. So, Ghon complex is composed of subpleural initial lesion, this is, and lymphadenitis of this parenchymal lesion draining lymph node. This is composition of Ghon complex in primary pulmonary tuberculosis. Dear audience, now come to what are the consequences or fate or outcomes of Ghon complex. fate or consequence, fate or consequences or outcomes of Ghon complex. In most of the cases, this Ghon complex undergo fibrosis or there is dystrophic calcification and the patient is asymptomatic. In most of the cases, fibrosis in Ghon complex or dystrophic calcification in Ghon complex and it is asymptomatic. So, in most of the cases, Ghon complex undergo fibrosis or dystrophic calcification and it is asymptomatic. Ghon complex may progress to cavitation. In this Ghon complex, there may be formation of cavity. This is called cavitation, or may progress to tuberculous pneumonia. Tuberculous pneumonia. Dear audience, we know infection of lung parenchyma with solidification is known as pneumonia. From the Ghon complex, there may be pneumonic consolidation and this is called tuberculous pneumonia. Signs of miliary tuberculosis, especially in infant, in child and among the immunocompromised individuals. Immunocompromised individuals. So, in some cases there is chance of miliary tuberculosis, especially miliary tuberculosis from the Ghon complex among the infants, among the child and among the immunocompromised individuals. If there is miliary tuberculosis from the Ghon complex, these are the miliary tuberculosis. So, this is all about the fate or consequences or outcomes of Ghon complex briefly. Dear audience, on first exposure of Mycobacterium tuberculosis, there is primary tuberculosis. That primary tuberculosis may occur in the lung and also in tissue other than lung like skin, conjunctiva, lymph node, oropharynx, intestine, etc. We are talking about primary pulmonary tuberculosis. There is formation of Ghon complex in the subpleural parenchyma of lung on exposure to Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacillus, and this Ghon complex is composed of initial subpleural lesion and lymphadenitis of the draining lymph node. This Ghon complex usually undergo fibrosis or there is dystrophic calcification. In some cases, it may progress to cavitation or tuberculous pneumonia, and in some cases, there is chance of development of miliary tuberculosis, especially in infant, child, or in immunocompromised individuals. Now come to secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. Dear audience, usually secondary pulmonary tuberculosis results from reactivation of old subclinical infection. Usually secondary pulmonary tuberculosis results from reactivation of subclinical infection. Usually secondary pulmonary tuberculosis results from reactivation of subclinical infection. Dear audience, you know during primary pulmonary tuberculosis, the Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacillus may disseminate throughout the lung, and the bacillus may remain in the apical zone of lung where there is high oxygen tension, producing no symptom. Dear audience, during primary pulmonary tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacillus may disseminate throughout the lung and may remain in the apex of lung due to high oxygen tension. You know, tubercle bacillus is an aerobe and it can survive, or it needs oxygen for its survivability. And you also know in our lung there is always high oxygen tension in the apical part of lung. During primary pulmonary tuberculosis, bacillus may disseminate throughout lung, and bacillus may remain in apex of lung due to high oxygen tension without producing symptoms. Again, during pulmonary tuberculosis, sometimes the bacillus may disseminate throughout the lung, and the bacillus may remain within the apical part of lung, because in the apex of lung there is high oxygen tension. Although the bacillus remain in the apical part of lung, it does not produce any symptoms. Dear audience, if anybody suffers from secondary pulmonary tuberculosis, what will be the morphology of secondary pulmonary tuberculosis? Gross examination reveals lesion in the apical part of lung. Lesion in apical part of lung. Microscopic findings. If we do CT guided FNEC, what will be the findings? If we do FNEC, what will be the findings? We will get caseous necrosis, we will get Langerhans giant cell, we will get epithelioid cell. Suppose this is the area of caseous necrosis. This is the Langerhans type of giant cell, multiple nuclei, and nuclei arranged at the periphery of the cell like horseshoe, and there is epithelioid cell like this. These are the epithelioid cells. So, caseous necrosis, epithelioid cell, Langhans giant cell we can get if we do CT guided FNAC of secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. Histopathology reveals granuloma. Granuloma is the microscopic nodular collection of epithelioid cell. It reveals Langhans giant cell, and central part of granuloma shows caseous necrosis. So, these are the nodular collections of epithelioid cell, and this is known as granuloma. This is granuloma. This is the caseous necrosis. Caseous necrosis, and these are the Langhans giant cell. Multiple nuclei arranged at periphery of cell showing horseshoe appearance. These are Langhans giant cell. This is the histopathology of secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. Dear audience, now come to laboratory diagnosis of secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. Blood examination. ESR will be high. X-ray chest reveals apical opacity. Sputum for acid-fast bacillus. Acid-fast bacillus may be found. CT guided FNAC, it will reveal caseous necrosis, giant cells, Langhans type, and epithelioid cell. Biopsy and histopathology. Dear audience, gene expert for identification of genome of bacillus. Identification of genome of bacillus. So, in laboratory for diagnosis of secondary pulmonary tuberculosis, blood examination, high ESR, X-ray chest reveals opacity, sputum for AFB, acid-fast bacillus may be found, CT guided FNAC, biopsy and histopathology, identification of bacterial genome. Dear audience, today I have told you about the pulmonary tuberculosis briefly. I have told you different sites of primary tuberculosis. Primary pulmonary tuberculosis, there is Ghon complex, and Ghon complex is composed of initial subpleural lesion and lymphadenitis. This Ghon complex may undergo fibrosis or dystrophic calcification. It may progress to cavitation or tuberculous pneumonia. Sometimes there is chance of miliary tuberculosis from the Ghon complex, especially in infant, childhood, and in immunocompromised individuals. Usually, reactivation of subclinical infection is associated with secondary pulmonary tuberculosis. Dear audience, You know, during primary pulmonary tuberculosis, the bacillus may disseminate throughout the lung and may remain in the apical part of lung due to high oxygen tension because the bacillus are aerobes, but they do not produce symptoms. Patient suffering from secondary pulmonary tuberculosis may present with evening rise of temperature, anorexia, cough, hemoptysis, etc. If we do X-ray cyst, we will get apical opacity. If we do FNAC, we get caseous necrosis, Langhans joint cell and epithelioid cell. If we do histopathology reveals granulomas. Granuloma is the microscopic nodular collection of epithelioid cell, Langhans joint cell and caseous necrosis. Dear audience, this is all about the pulmonary tuberculosis briefly. Today up to this, thanks all.